We will demonstrate the difference between two types of conditional functions available in Excel. The data we will use are closing prices for Apple over 6 months. We will evaluate this data for 3 conditions. Is the current closing price $8 below the average of the previous 5 days? If so, we will label that a strong buy. If the price is $6 below the average of the previous 5 days, then it's going to result in a buy. And, finally, if the price is $4 below the average of the previous 5 days, that'll be a hold. So it basically has to go through an evaluation and stop when the specific condition is met. First, this is how it would be constructed using an if-then function. We add 8 because it has to be $8 below the average. So that price plus 8 should still be less than the average of B4 through B8, which is what we see here. And if that's the case, then this is what we'll see displayed in the cell. If that's not the case, the formula evaluates against the next part, B9 plus 6. Is that below the average of B4 through B8? It goes on to the next part of the conditional. And we evaluate this. And if that's the case, then it's a buy. Now, if neither of those two is the case, then we evaluate the last one here. Is B9 plus 4 below the average of the previous 5 days? And if that's the case, the cell shows hold. If that's not even the case, then we generate a blank cell. We do that by using the double quotes. We have to make sure to put 3 closing brackets at the end. Now, if we look at the ifs function, in this case, it starts somewhat similarly. The format here is simply an evaluation. Is the particular condition true? Then show this specific value. If that's not the case, then we evaluate the next condition, and so on. So we can have as many conditions as we want. In contrast, the limit for nested if-then functions is 7. With ifs functions, we simply have to evaluate one condition at a time. Then we go to the next condition, and so on. Now, filling down the results should yield the same results for if-then and ifs. What we do see is this not applicable error, because we don't really have anything that fulfills the scenario where none of the conditions apply. There are a couple of different ways to fix that. The simplest way is to simply ensure that the last condition is always true.